Hello. We're going to listen to Revelation 12, or at least part of it. Oops. So here we go.
Chapter 12. And there appeared a great wonder in heaven, a woman clothed with the sun, and the moon under her feet, and upon her head a crown of 12 stars. And she, being with child, cried, travailing in birth, and pained to be delivered. And there appeared another wonder in heaven, and behold, a great red dragon, having 7 heads and 10 horns.
I wanted to pause it because I want to remind everyone that we just heard 2 times that there was a wonder in heaven. Where's heaven? Isn't it up there in the sky? So when John sees a wonder in heaven of a woman clothed with the sun, and we looked up last year and saw Virgo with like a perfect match of what John describes seeing in verses 1 and 2. Well, when he sees another wonder in heaven of a great red dragon, let's try to keep the context of the story and realize that that's going to be up in heaven. Okay? It's not imaginary. It's something that John saw, and it must come to pass. Here we go.
And 7 crowns upon his heads. And his tail drew the third part of the stars of heaven, and it cast them to the earth.
Gotta pause again. His tail drew a third part of the stars of heaven down to the earth. These words have meanings, very important meanings.
And the dragon stood before the woman, which was ready to be delivered, for to devour her child as soon as it was born. And she brought forth a man-child, who was to rule all nations with a rod of iron. And her child was caught up unto God, and to his throne. And the woman fled into the wilderness, where she hath a place prepared of God, that they should feed her there 1,260 days. And there was war in heaven.
Okay, I'm going to repeat that. And there was war in heaven.
Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, and the dragon fought and his angels.
Remember, this fighting is happening in heaven. That's up there.
And prevailed not, neither was their place found any more in heaven.
So now, this is saying that the dragon and his angels, Satan and his angels, got kicked out of heaven down to the earth. And they didn't have a place in heaven anymore.
And the great dragon was cast out, that old serpent called the devil and Satan, which deceiveth the whole world.
He deceiveth the whole world.
He was cast out into the earth, and his angels were cast out with him. And I heard a loud voice saying in heaven,
Now is come salvation, and strength, and the kingdom of our God, and the power of his Christ. For the accuser of our brethren is cast down.
The accuser of our brethren is cast down. That's something that's real. And I don't think that there's really any watchman or anybody paying attention to any of these things, taking them seriously at all. That's just what I'm seeing everywhere. Everyone thinks they're a scholar, but they're not listening to what Jesus is saying. This is the book of Revelation. This is the testimony of Jesus Christ. The revelation of Jesus Christ. Very important.
Which accused them before our God day and night. And they overcame him by the blood of the Lamb, and by the word of their testimony. And they loved not their lives unto the death. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time.
and when
So it should be clear that in this book, in Revelation, at some point in time in the future, something that must come to pass, that a war is going to happen in heaven, and Satan's going to be cast out into the earth. He's going to be down here. So are you ready for that? Because it's already happening. It's not something in the future. It's happening now. So let's listen a little more.
When the dragon saw that he was cast unto the earth, he persecuted the woman which brought forth the man-child. And to the woman were given 2 wings of a great eagle, that she might fly into the wilderness, into her place, where she is nourished for a time, and times, and half a time, from the face of the serpent. And the serpent cast out of his mouth water as a flood after the woman, that he might cause her to be carried away of the flood. And the earth helped the woman, and the earth opened her mouth, and swallowed up the flood which the dragon cast out of his mouth. And the dragon was wroth with the woman, and went to make war with the remnant of her seed, which keep the commandments of God, and have the testimony of Jesus Christ. Chapter 13.
Okay, that was pretty much all I wanted to point out. I wanted to listen to that. And what does it say right here? Reality check. We live in reality. So I would pay attention to this book and what it says is happening. And I'm saying it's happening too. I'm watching it. Let's keep going. This is good. Let's keep going. Whoops. I got to find how to get back there. Okay, here we go.
And I stood upon the sand of the sea, and saw a beast rise up out of the sea, having 7 heads and 10 horns.
7 heads and 10 horns.
And upon his horns 10 crowns, and upon his heads the name of blasphemy.
Space.
And the beast which I saw was like unto a leopard, and his feet were as the feet of a bear, and his mouth as the mouth of a lion. And the dragon gave him his power, and his seat and great authority.
Now, since this is a reality check, did you hear what that just said? He just saw a beast come up out of the sea, and he saw that it had 7 heads and 10 horns, and it had the feet of a bear. I just make it interesting that the International Space Station has the feet of a bear, because you can only take a Russian Soyuz to the space station, because NASA has a deadly wound. They have no way to get to space with an astronaut. For 8 years, they haven't put an astronaut in space. Now, the mouth of a lion, I don't know. But the dragon gives it its power, seat, and great authority. Spacex Dragon. That's what resupplies and brings cargo to and from the ISS. So this is just a description of the space program. Here, let's listen more.
And I saw one of his heads, as it were, wounded to death.
NASA.
And his deadly wound was healed.
That'll be
and all
SpaceX.
the world wondered after the beast. And they worshipped the dragon which gave power unto the beast. And they worshipped the beast, saying,
Who is like unto the beast? Who is able to make war with him?
And there was given unto him a mouth, speaking great things and
Elon Musk.
And power was given unto him to continue 42 months. And he opened his mouth in blasphemy against God, to blaspheme his name, and his tabernacle, and them that dwell in heaven.
Elon Musk.
And it was given unto him to make war with the saints.
Let's listen to that part again, because this is another part that people don't consider to be reality. Listen.
His seat and great authority. And I saw one of his heads, as it were, wounded to death. And his deadly wound was healed. And all the world wondered after the beast. And they worshipped the dragon which gave power unto the beast. And they worshipped the beast, saying,
Who is like unto the beast? Who is able to make war with him?
And there was given unto him a mouth, speaking great things and blasphemies.
Okay, so he's speaking great things and blasphemies, or the mouth he was given. Now listen to this verse right here, very carefully, and words have meanings.
And power was given unto him to continue 42 months. And he opened his mouth in blasphemy against God, to...
Okay, I meant this part right here, sorry.
Blaspheme his name, and his tabernacle, and them that dwell in heaven.
God's tabernacle and them that dwell in heaven. That's heaven. So he's blaspheming God's tabernacle. Elon Musk.
And it was given unto him to make war with the saints, and to overcome them. And power was given him over all kindreds and tongues and nations. And all that dwell upon the earth shall worship him, whose names are not written in the book of life of the Lamb, slain from the foundation of the world.
From the foundation of the world. That word or that phrase says more than a lot, but I'm not going to go into that right now.
If any man have an ear, let him hear. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints. And I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth, and he had 2 horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon.
Falcon
And
9
he
rocket.
exerciseth all the power of the first beast before him, and causeth the earth and them which dwell therein to worship the first beast, whose deadly wound was healed.
Okay, now another reality check. Listen to this verse that's coming up. Listen to what he says and apply it to reality. Elon Musk has a rocket, the only rocket in the world that can deliver into orbit and then land on Earth again using fire. Okay, listen.
And he doeth great wonders, so that he maketh fire come down from heaven on the earth in the sight of men, and deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast.
Is that a coincidence? You got to be kidding me. So he's going to deceive the world by making fire come down from heaven on earth in the sight of men. That's the Falcon 9 rocket.
Saying to them that dwell on the earth that they should make an image to the beast.
Look up Neuralink, OpenAI, merging with artificial intelligence. That's all up in Elon's plans. So whatever, you guys can ignore it or you can check reality and get with it. But I'm doing all I can. I'm coming on here every day, making videos, trying to wake people up. Jesus is trying to save the world by showing us the truth of his creation that has been hidden ever since we were born. We were raised in a lie, and being human beings or having senses and perceptions, we can actually prove that there's a lie. But most people don't want to look because they're embarrassed or they're ashamed, because that comes, I don't know why. But anyway, hope you have a good day, and thank you for watching, and please apply these things to reality.